My name is Mohammed Yusuf and I am the trainer for this MSBI classes. I have been working with a lot of different clients in US, especially in the market of Georgia in Atlanta downtown. So there are clients I have supported for is Suntrust Bank extensively there in downtown, Peachtree Street Center, as well as Home Depot, which is the biggest retail company in US. And I have also supported some telecom companies like AT&T and Verizon as well. So there are a lot of small companies I've also worked with, and you know, most of the Microsoft Business Intelligence world relate to the data warehousing part. It's not anything relating to application side. So when we say data warehousing part, so let us first understand what is a data warehouse, or you know, let us first try and understand what MSBI consolidates of. So as you know, MS, the initial of BI, right? So Microsoft, you know that Microsoft has released a lot of other products with MSBI. MSBI is one among them. Like there are a lot of products like Excel is product of Microsoft, Outlook is product, SharePoint is a product of Microsoft. I mean, you also have a lot of applications of Microsoft. Now, same is the case, MSBI is also a product of Microsoft. Now, what does this helps people with? This helps people with their business. Not only intelligence, a lot of analysis stuff can be also, you know, achieved using Microsoft Business Intelligence, right? So now, if you really, you know, are looking at Microsoft Business Intelligence, it is a whole and soul component which can give business a very good understanding of where do they stand. So in real time, what happens is, let's say a retail company. Okay, let me start with a real time scenario and then go ahead and explain the tools consolidating inside MSBI so that we all understand why is this necessary. Right, let's say a retail company, okay, they're in US, Heritage. Now Heritage have a lot of branches out there in US. Now what happens is, each time a customer does the transactions, there is a transaction which is going to be taken into one Excel sheet, let's say. Alright, and now what happens is, once that transaction is taken into the consideration, now how is that going to get processed? I mean, let's say just for one day in one branch of Heritage, there were about 2,000 of transactions, right? With the customer name, product information, product sales, and so on and so forth. Now think of it, for whole of the US, in every branch, if 2,000 are the transactions, now all inclusively overall in US, just in one day, how many you know, thousands of transactions may happen? Let's say there are 60 branches, so easily 6 lakhs of transaction, right? Products transactions. So don't you think that they won't look into what is getting sold or what is not getting sold in their stores in order to analyze their products, in order to analyze their standard of whether or not they're meeting the customer requirements, or you know, in terms of analyzing the products which are not getting sold so that they don't buy it tomorrow, and that is also one of their business improvement trick. So in order to achieve these kind of solutions, what they do is they analyze their information. Now having it in file system, what happens is, when you have this data inside the file system, let's say just in one day you are getting 60 files, out of which you have 6 lakhs of records. Now how if in 1 month, after 1 month I want to analyze it? So what happens after 1 month? After 1 month your file storage is absolutely full, with each day 60 into 3, 18. So that is going to be a huge you know, 180, or what do you say, sorry, is it 1080? Not sure. So there are going to be a lot of files in which there are lots of transactions. Okay, now let's say business wants to analyze based on products. They want to analyze, let's say, my product called ABC. I want to know in each branch, each branch, in each branch, what is the sales? Getting it, guys? So what is the sales in each branch for ABC product? So if you have a file system, right, it is very tough to identify this. Now after identifying, you are giving the result. Now requirements comes in with few more implementation. All right. Now, so in each branch we need to know how much is the sale. So what do? You analyze it, right? So analysis on a file system is very difficult. So what we do in order to make these things easy for the business, right, irrespective of what the requirement they have, we can achieve it. It is just a product requirement in each branch. So there might be a lot of other requirements. Based on colors, get me the information. Based on cities, based on years. So a lot of things are attached to this. So what we can do is, we actually can, let's say there is a file or there are file systems, and this is what in real time happens. How do we provide this solution to the business? So let's say there are all of the files in one location, guys. Okay, in one location there are all files, or there are all branches of heritages, altogether 60 branches. Now what we do is, we load all of these files into our SQL server. And you working as a MSBI developer, you need to have SQL skills. If you really don't have, do not worry, we have SQL classes as well. Right? Now, what are we going to do? We are going to load it in our SQL server. Now, what is the purpose of loading? The purpose of loading is, just with one simple query, you're going to give the business the whole information what they need. So let's say if they are looking for year-wise sales, there is just one simple query, you run it and it will give you the year-wise sales. Let's say there are product-wise sales, just run a simple query and it's going to give you product-wise sales. So irrespective of the requirement, we can just try and give their expectations. So what is this doing? This is actually helping the business to understand their data and the information. Now, how can we actually load this information or the files into our SQL? So source is different and destination is different. Therein where SSIS can come in. So what is a SSIS? It is a tool, guys. Okay, it is just a tool which can help to extract the information from a one source and to another destination. So it is capable of extracting the information from file systems and load it into our SQL destination. Right? And this tool is called a tool related to ETL. So what do you mean by ETL? ETL in the sense, E stands for extract, T stands for transform, L transform load. So we understand extraction is something we are extracting from the source. Loading is something we are loading into destination. What do you mean by transactions? Transformations, my bad. What do you mean by transformations? Transformations in the sense, let's say you are getting multiple records. Okay. Now in each record or in each Excel sheet or some files, what do we have is basically some of the files has no product information inside it. Alright, so some of the Excel files have no product information inside. Now your business requirement is, when you are loading it into SQL server, right? When you're loading it into SQL server, your business requirement is, you should not load the files which does not have the product information or product name. So without product name, what will you say that the sales amount belongs to which product? So if you have these kind of scenarios, you can use transactions in those scenarios and eliminate the records which does not have product names, or eliminate the records in which product name is null. So this kind of situations we can deal with using transformations, and we are going to look into transformations in great details when we talk about SSIS ETL tool. Getting it, everybody? Now we have the data, we have the information loaded in our SQL. We know that one single query can give the result, but how does business need this result? How do they want this result? They want it in a GUI way. They want it in a report format. So what we do is we actually go ahead and implement a reporting stuff inside this. And now we can present this data in whatever report they want. They want it in a, present it in a chart. With the, what do you say, with the sales amount versus the product, or sales amount versus the year. So these charts can be developed. These charts can be developed, or not only charts, there are lots and lots of reports what we can see, what we can look into. There are a lot of interactive dashboards. There are a lot of drill through and drilled on and cascading, a lot of parameterized reports, different type of reports, coloring parameter, 3D dimensional reports. A lot of reports are there which we will look in reporting services, which is SSRS. So what happens is we are going to connect SSRS to our backend SQL server, and we are going to generate this type of reports and give it to the business. Hence, what is happening? Not only loading into SQL, but you are also providing the business with end-to-end solution generating the report. So this generation of report we will see in SSRS. Getting it, everybody? So SSRS helps business to interact with the data more GUI. So let's say, for an example, these are the sales amount ranges and these are year-wise sales amount. So in this year this was the sale, in this year this. Now there was one year where sale was below the red arc, what they have defined. So whatever sale is below the red arc, we can color it in red color, so that business can easily understand, hey, here is what the red color seems. Let me just see what is this year. In this year, what are the products which didn't got sold? So I can inbuild another report inside this. Whenever a business clicks on this red color, it will automatically take me to the next report, which will give me the detailed information of products. So these kind of reports are also generated in SSRS. And SSRS, as I've told you, it is a reporting tool which can help the business to interact with the database. They cannot write SQL queries. Now, once we have this report developed, we will see different kind of things like configuration of report, administration of report, deployment of report, building of report, right from development till administration, deployment, snapshotting, subscribing. What do you mean by subscribing is, let's say these reports, how do you want to send daily basis? I want to share this report in his business folder. So these are all real-time scenarios, guys. Someone who have worked in real-time, would explain you better this. And therein where you have selected this course for, we will see a lot of real-time scenarios in here. We can share it in a shared location. And how do you request this shared location? How can you share? I will give you tips. I will implement this in our classes, and you can implement the same in your project, right? Or else you can also email this report, and you don't have to email it daily wise. It will automatically email to the business. It will automatically generate the report. It will automatically refresh the data. It will automatically get the information from SSIS. Altogether, everything is automated. You do not have to do anything after you develop things. That is why a business intelligence developer is known as, not a manual work. It is very much automated. So these things can be scheduled That means these things can be scheduled to run at whatever time zone you set up with, and these things will process in. So we will see each and every step in great SQL Server development in our project. And not only this, guys, what are we going to get is with SSIS. With SSIS, I'm going to give you a real-time project. Now this real-time project consolidates of lots and lots of expressions, lots and lots of dynamic behavior of variables, and a lot of logical concepts which really make sense. When you are in real time, you would definitely get help with this project. I mean, most of the projects you would see, or you can implement the logics which we develop in this project. And then not only this, I'm also going to give you a set of framework, which is an error handling framework, which you can implement any company you go into. You can have this framework developed on any of the project, which is a very standard framework, and you can implement this framework in any company in order to in order to capture the errors, in order to capture the log information, things of that nature. Getting it? So we are going to go into details of each and everything, and we are going to look. Great. So let us go ahead and see what is SSAS then. I'm just giving you a short and sweet description so that you guys do not get confused in the tools what MSBI has, and you're actually whenever you're done with the demo, you will get a whole soul idea of what MSBI is and where we can implement. So that is what very important. Where we can, everyone can tell you the demo, everyone can tell you what is MSBI, but where we can implement is what it is all about. Let me just remove this one and take. Now there is one more part in Microsoft Business Intelligence called SSAS. Alright, so now where is SSAS used? SSAS is actually used to improve the performance. Now using SQL will also improve the performance but in few cases. Let's say there are trillions of records in just 1 hour. So in those exceptional cases, we go with SSAS. So we will see SSAS, how do we develop a cube, what is the purpose of developing a cube, and how in real time these cubes are partitioned, and what a lot of techniques are there, guys. I do not really want to confuse you right now, but there are a lot of techniques in SSAS as well what we can implement, and we can actually go ahead and give the performance tuning to the business of data. And on top of this SSAS, again, reports can be developed. So we will see this type of concepts as well when we come down to SSAS. So let us jump back to our syllabus and see what exactly do we have. So if you see, we will have in great details each of the module of Microsoft Business Intelligence. And the type of training or the pattern of training what do we deal with is, we deal with the basic concepts first. Irrespective of the fact the basic concepts or not, because in our classes there are going to be people who do not even understand ABC of the technology. So what do we do is we start from the scratch, from the basic concept of each and every module, and we go with the advanced concepts, right? And with that we will also see real-time scenarios. Let's say if I'm discussing a topic, I would like to walk you through what are the real-time scenarios we can go with this topic or this module with. Alright, and with this we will also see interview questions. In each of the module you would see me telling, hey, this is what the interview, and 110% you would see that is going to be an interview question. Alright guys, so this thing is taken care for all of the module SQL, SSIS, SSRS and SSAS. But as I've told you, in SSIS we are going to look for the project and the framework. So if you see down, these are all the topics and each and every topic is going to get covered in our Microsoft Business Intelligence. See, Microsoft Business Intelligence is a different tool than SQL. SQL is the database. This is Microsoft Business Intelligence comes with ETL, reporting, analysis, right? So, and another thing, guys, if you are thinking that, oh my God, there are 3 different set of tools, do I really need to have this? Answer is, if you just have SQL and SSIS, you have 1800, I believe, or 1600 positions covered, 1600 plus, I would say, positions covered in overall US. You can just go in Dice, Career Builder, Monster.com, and you can have a look. So this is whole and soul just a ETL developer. ETL developer position. So when they say ETL developer, they're all not really having SSRS as a mandatory skill or a SSAS as a mandatory skill. Now there are positions which says they are looking for SQL, SSRS. Now this is again, I believe 17,000, more than 1700 overall US, and these are called reports developer. Right, we will see using SSRS and SQL. If you see, this is a mandatory skill everybody is looking at. Now there are other positions called analysis server, analysis, or cube developer, whatever they want to call, they can call it as. Now there are positions which require SQL, SSIS, and SSRS. So what do I suggest to people is, at least have these 3 skills with you, right? No matter if you don't have SSAS, it really does not matter, because this only has about not 1700 but only 600 positions, or maybe less than that, for a cube developer, right? At least if you go with this kind of skill set, you will altogether have maybe more than 3000 jobs for you. And SQL is always a green side of you, green side of MSBI. You can land into SQL with thousands of position open, right? That is what we are going to look into. So if you see, there are a lot of things. We're going to start from the basics, advanced, and real-time scenarios with any big questions. If you come down, so this big is the concepts we are going to start with from the basics in SSIS, and we will see each and every concepts in great details, right? And in here we will see a real-time project, you know, which will definitely help you in real time surviving in a company, or you know, helping yourself to understand the logic of existing code inside any company you go into. If you are good in this project, and to come to this project we have to cover the other concepts, advanced concepts, only then I can show you this project, because if I just go ahead and show you in the beginning, you won't understand even ABC of this project. Alright, and it would take almost 3 hours of time. So we will have this project in our weekend class. Now come down to SSRS. You have lot of concepts, and I really think that these concepts are more than sufficient for any report developer to have. He can work on this and he can accomplish tasks in his company, right? And these are the concepts for SSAS. So we'll see each and everything in great details, guys.